Well, hi everybody. Ken Johnson here with you, and I continue to just be sickened by the amount of weather hype that you see out there on social media, especially X. It's the worst, but it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook as well, but especially on X. All right, so yes, there is a big system that's going to be moving into the southern U.S. early next week, and just looking on paper, it does look pretty impressive here. I'm not denying that, and I'm not denying that there's going to be some severe weather with it here. But, you know, we're looking at something that this is, what is this? This is Friday. So you got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's 4 days away. And now we are getting into a time frame where we can get a little more confident and comfortable with the forecast. But to me, this doesn't have the look of this mega super crazy tornado outbreak that's being advertised all over social media here. Again, the system is strong here. We can look at the positives here. The system is strong. There will be some moisture building in from the Gulf a little bit. I think that that's even in question. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of it, but there's going to be at least some here. And this system does bring with it a lot of wind energy. And those are some of the things that you do need for severe weather. I'm not denying that. And this system most likely will bring with it, again, some severe weather, and there'll probably be some tornadoes and whatnot. But with this system, it's still, well, we say 4 to 5 days away now, and lots can still change between now and then. And conditions, this is the main thing I want to point out here. Conditions for a true tornado. I saw somebody on social media trying to compare this to something that happened like April 27th of 2011. And that was a tornado outbreak. This isn't even close. This doesn't even look even closely similar to it. So again, conditions have to be ideal, and it doesn't happen very often. I've been doing this, been doing weather for over 20 years now, and and I can probably count on one hand how many tornado outbreaks I've actually seen in my time. They don't happen very often. Of course, the weather info at this point in time, still 4 or 5 days out, can't show small-scale things, like that moisture, the exact extent of the moisture, and other little things in the atmosphere here. So right now, to me, with that system next week, storm mode is in question here. To get tornadoes, a big tornado outbreak, you need supercells. That's the individual thunderstorms that can take full advantage of the atmosphere. Nothing interrupts their organization. They're able to spin. They're able to produce those long-track tornadoes. They can focus all their energy on one spot here. But if you get a squall line, and that's probably going to wind up being the more likely scenario here, then you see more of a wind, heavy rain threat, and you still can get tornadoes in that, but they're usually the weaker spin-up varieties here. So if we kind of take a look at things here, here's your upper-level energy. This is on Monday. And when we look at this, here comes, this thing is really deep. You can see these bright colors here early Tuesday morning. This is called an upper-level system here. This is vorticity. That's the spin of the atmosphere that helps create these storm systems. And early on Tuesday, it looks like it's digging across southwest, southern parts of Texas, and you're going to see a lot of lift out ahead of it. Now, with a tornado outbreak again, you don't want just crazy amounts of lift. You get too much thunderstorm activity early on, and that also keeps the tornado potential a little bit lower here. And to me, this system, again, it's really strong, it's really deep, but I think there's going to be too much what's called forcing. There's going to be too much push upwards in the atmosphere, and I think it's going to result in too many thunderstorms to get a big, widespread tornado outbreak. But nonetheless, again, I'm not saying there won't be severe weather. Best chances of that east of I-35 here. This would be on Tuesday. Now, behind that, I think what could be the bigger weather story with this is you've got a lot of dry air coming in behind the dry line, and it's going to be some strong wind. That's going to be a wind machine up here next Tuesday, and there could be some big fire weather concerns across parts of central and north Texas, west Texas, the Panhandle, and back in the western and southwestern areas of Oklahoma. That may wind up being the bigger story with this system here. So let's talk about dew points and moisture. To get storms, you got to have a couple things. Number one, you got to have moisture. They got to have that for thunderstorms to develop here. You got to have a way to push the air upwards to get a thunderstorm here. So if we take a look here, this is from the Gulf of Mexico. This is into Monday. You can see we do have nice moisture return, at least initially here, along in east of I-35, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and kind of near and just east of Wichita Falls, San Angelo area, eastward here. But as the system begins to kick out, and you can see, nice moisture return even into early on Tuesday, you could wind up seeing too many thunderstorms develop, and that could wind up maybe limiting some of the moisture further to the east. But as of at least this update here, East Texas and over into western Louisiana, maybe southern Arkansas, there does appear to be a nice fetch of moisture increasing out ahead of it here from the Gulf. This is not like high octane moisture, but it is at least some quality dew point temperatures there. But as it moves eastward, you can see the northern extent, especially with this, the Storm Prediction Center has this area highlighted, really cuts off, I think because there's too many storms here. And you may wind up seeing your higher threat here into Tuesday evening there, focused on central and south Mississippi and south portions of Alabama, Mississippi rather, and you might see it overnight there into Tuesday as well here. Now, if we look at thunderstorm potential, this is from the European computer model. This is showing an atmosphere that tries to become more conducive for thunderstorm activity here. So what this is showing here on Monday evening, we're seeing increasing amounts of a lift in the atmosphere. We're seeing increasing amounts of moisture, a little storm energy there. So there actually could be, if things can get going enough, there could be some isolated thunderstorm threats here, northwest Texas into Oklahoma maybe even on Monday evening. But the atmosphere may be too capped. The more likely scenario will be late Monday night into early Tuesday. And you can see with that moisture increasing, you do have an environment a little more favorable for that East Texas and over here in Louisiana, especially the southern parts of Louisiana, maybe into the southern parts of Arkansas here. And you can see how it really begins to taper off once it gets into Mississippi. And the northern edge of that, again, it really isn't showing much at all. Still a few days away, and this part of the forecast can easily change. And, of course, if it does, you'll be notified. But just please be careful about all this hoopla on social media. There's no reason in the world for that. There's no reason in the world for you to be all upset. Of course, most of my people watch me here in northwest Texas, southwest Oklahoma, but we do have viewers further to the east. And I know that the great James Spann has been taking a lot of emails lately about how there's going to be this big tornado outbreak, mega super, just awful outbreak. And he, too, is like, I'm baffled by it. I mean, are we going to see severe weather? Yeah, we probably will. It's March. We're going to see some tornadoes. Yeah, we probably will. It's March. And we have a strong system here, but it's going to be this mega outbreak? Probably not. So there's your first signs of this thunderstorm. This is as a system begins to kick out here late Monday night, early Tuesday. There's your thunderstorm chances there. And then look at how things become elongated here. This shows a lot of forcing. That shows a solid line of thunderstorms here early Tuesday. Don't be surprised if that's even a little bit further to the west. A lot of times these things have a tendency to slow up some. Now, what you'd have to watch would be maybe some supercells that might try to develop out ahead of this, at least early on in the process here, maybe even Tuesday morning over here in eastern and southeastern parts of Texas, maybe even over here in Louisiana. And that may wind up being your more significant area that sees storms. But look at how everything becomes so widespread here. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, that does not indicate a tornado outbreak. I don't care what you have when you have a big, strong system. I don't care how much wind energy you have. I don't care. That all don't make any hill of beans to me. But when you have widespread storms like this, it has a tendency to gobble up that storm energy. It creates what we call rain-cooled air. You need a warmer atmosphere for thunderstorms to develop, and you don't have an opportunity, as much of an opportunity for supercells to develop. Shear, yeah, there's a lot of wind shear there, and there'll probably be spin-ups embedded within this, and your best chance would be maybe a supercell perhaps developing on the front edge of that there. And so if I'm going to be more concerned about an area, it'd probably be East Texas and northern Louisiana, extreme southern Arkansas as of right now. But there's that line moving over into Tennessee, Mississippi there on a Tuesday night. And again, you'll probably have the weak spin-ups within that. So bottom line, I'm watching it, and I don't think, as of right now, again, I do think there will be severe weather Tuesday. I do think there'll be some tornadoes, but tornado outbreak, no. I would be surprised if there's going to be a major tornado outbreak with this. I mean, you'll probably get quite a few spin-ups in that line, but those are mostly your weaker variety and not the big 2011, like April of 2011, April 27, 2011, those were supercells, long track, produced a lot of tornadoes. You had a strong system like this, but the difference was you had a lot of instability over a large area, and you had just enough of a cap that puts a little bit of a lid on the atmosphere to keep everything from blowing up at once. So you wound up getting stronger updrafts that were individual and by themselves, and they were able to take full advantage of the atmosphere and produce, multiple tornadoes. This weak cap, too many storms at one time. Watch this. I'm telling you, as of right now, my feelings are heavy rain, strong wind gusts, couple tornadoes. No need to be on edge, no need to be, having severe storm anxiety at this point in time. Unfortunately, I don't have a large following on YouTube because that's where a lot of this hoopla gets started, and I don't have a large following on X either. Got a decent following on Facebook, but I'm trying to get out there to get you the good information and not the bad. So please share my information with these people. yeah, it's just unbelievable the amount of the amount of just craziness and crazy talk on social media, and it's all for likes, follows, and a lot of these people just don't know how to forecast weather. They're just, and I'm not talking about every one of them. I'm talking about there's a lot of them on there that just don't know how to forecast weather, and that's why they do it and say it, because they know that you're gonna fall for it. Trusted source, National Weather Service, your local TV meteorologist. Those are usually the good ones that are out there. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, everybody, and a great weekend. Thanks to Service Master for making these possible.